This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years.
People who are against them or make fun of them just need to get with the times. The society's changing, technology's changing. Either get with it or, yeah, go big or go home.
They enable us to, I don't know, be escapists on a grand scale, avoid anything that we don't want to deal with.
We need it because without it we can't function properly nowadays. And if you don't have a smartphone, it even looks sketchy if you don't have a smartphone.
Yeah, like I want to break it, but I can't afford a new one, and it's a bad relationship. I hate it.
Throughout the day, over the span of the day, I'll probably be on it for like an hour or hour and a half. Not like at one time, but like over a span.
Just calling with my friends or like my family back in Korea, you know. So that's the purpose that I'm using it. Or sometimes I'm just like, when I got bored, I'm just like looking at some kind of entertainment, what is going on around the world.
Well, I think smartphones are useful. With technology nowadays, they're real useful, but it has its negative too. So when a lot of people lose their cell phones, they lose all contact with the world, they lose personal information. So it's good in a way because it keeps you communicating, but it's bad in a way because we rely on them so much that we don't memorize anything anymore.
Like people, especially taking photographs, like people are taking photographs all the time, and I feel like you kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's easy to kind of miss a lot of what's going on in the moment if you're just focused on trying to, because there's only so much you can fit on a little screen. So, and yeah, like if you go out for dinner with people, they'll just be like looking at their phone all the time.
Yeah, every time I'm not doing something, I'm probably doing something on my phone. Mostly social media or accessing stuff for school or ebooks. Yeah, mostly stuff like that. I'm an art student, so I look at a lot of art stuff.
I think they're convenient if used sparingly, because some people use smartphones like because they're disinterested, and most people like don't use smartphones when you're eating. That's my big thing. I mean, but other than that, they're pretty cool and convenient, and I would use them a lot, so.
My friends, like I want to see if like my friends are up or if I want to text my friends. My alarm clock, you know, that loud sounds like, I gotta stop it. Wake up. If I want to listen to music, you know, if I'm feeling happy, you know, I want to listen to music. If I'm feeling sad, you know, I play some like Screamo or whatever. If I'm bored, I go on social media, I read a book, watch a show.
Never really had an opinion or really thought on them. I guess they help out, in a way if you need to look something up real fast, or they have many uses.
Anything. I love Googling random facts, texting. I avoid phone calls a lot. I don't like talking on the phone. But yeah, mostly just Googling random facts.
I mean, I use Instagram, and I also blog from my phone, like for my website. So like I use my phone for that. And then sometimes Facebook.
So cases that I've seen are a lot of like people dealing with mental health is huge on social media right now. So people with anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, like anything that isn't really talked about, that isn't normal to talk about in society yet, it's getting there. And that's kind of where social media has helped with it, but it's also hurt it because, like I said, you have people in the comments that are just being negative or hiding behind a screen to hurt someone because they're hurt themselves. And so it's a lot easier to go into someone's mind and mess with them and like be like, oh, well, you should commit suicide because you're ugly or something like that. It's a lot easier to be negative when you're hiding behind a screen.
It's depending on like how you use it, like how you take advantage of that kind of stuff, you know, like because for someone it's gonna be more like focused on entertaining, but for someone it's gonna be much more like facility, you know, like you can just set the alarm or you can just like look at it, some kind of information for a while. So I think it's like interesting because it's gonna be totally different from like what is the purpose or you're using it as cell phone.
Like they open young kids to like a whole like other universe, because like when you're younger and you don't have a phone, it's like you like ask your parents like, oh, like how's the world made, you know, and they'd have to tell you or you'd have to read a book. But now it's like, go research it, go look it up, and you'll like know instantly like a bunch of random crap.
That the abundance of information and its availability now via the web has unfortunately flattened our perspective in terms of the way we value those pieces of information. And so now oftentimes people will be able to sort of trade that information without discretion. And so although that on the surface appears to be a positive thing, the sharing and exchanging of ideas, unfortunately many people are then uncredited or information is usurped without any sort of reference or recognition of the original creator of that content.
I don't know, I feel like we're kind of losing the ability to interact personally because we're just so busy texting and photographing everything, always. I don't know.
But I also just think that there's more people out there posting more things to talk about, or you know, like on the internet, like on your laptop back in the old days. Like, I don't know, like I feel like there's more access to different like sites. Like back when we were younger, there was no such thing as Instagram or, you know, Facebook or any of that. And now there's like people blogging about stuff. There's more YouTube videos, more access to YouTube. There's like a lot more out there. I think it's just adding.
Social media to me, it's taking what we already do and just commercializing it, right? It's people want relationships. We're a social animal. It's just a natural function of who we are, I think. An extension of that into the digital world.
It's like a addiction.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I keep watch my phone like every time, every second. Okay, so it's like I'm phone addiction. I have phone that.
There's been a great deal of theory in terms of what phase we are in human development and whether we're post-human at this point. I think it's very safe to say that we are and have augmented our reality through the use of electronic devices, and what sort of distinguished us as humans in the most simplest state has certainly developed and changed thanks to the advances in technology such as smartphones.
So, can you say your name?
I am Jason Butcher.
Jeremy Kobus.
It's Rodrigo. Kyle Sims.
Carolina.
My name is JJ.
Hi, my name is Rain.
L.
Emily.
David Vargas.
My name is Shanacia.
Mishi.
Rodney.
Min, M-I-N.
My name is Kaylee.
Akila.
Luis.
It's like, hey, I'm eating a sandwich. Hey, I'm gonna go take a dump. Hey, my life sucks. You know what I mean? Like, people just post the weirdest things and you're just like, no one freaking cares.